making her debut on the Bernie and Sid Show, news anchor, reporter, Emmy Award winner, Kimberly Kravitz. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Bernie and Sid. I have a smile ear to ear. I can't tell you how appreciative I am. Thank you so much.
It's great to have you.
It's great to have you. Your parents are great, and your father, Frankie, specifically, was really, really nice when I first walked into the restaurant. So it is great to have you, and as it turns out, you know a lot of the same people that I know. So we're in the business, and it's nice to have you. Let's start with this. One of the things that you want to talk about this morning, and Bernie mentioned this earlier this morning, was the difficulty some businesses are having getting people to come back to work. Folks are staying home, making $800 a week, and restaurants and tanning salons in these places can't afford to pay those types of salaries. How big of an issue was that in New Jersey?
Yes, so I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, as you know, we've been covering COVID-19 since the beginning, and especially in New Jersey, we were so hard hit. So now, 16 months later, I've been doing a couple of stories on this labor shortage, and it just seems that if you talk to people on the street, it comes down to two angles. So, yes, there are too many people on unemployment who are taking advantage of the system. There is that side. But then there are people who claim that maybe they'll take that summer job down the shore, but then are they going to have to worry about applying for unemployment later on? So I do understand that, but it seems like when you're, if you go to a Wawa or a Walmart, it says you can make $800, cash incentive just to take that job. $24 an hour they're paying to pick up trash on the beach. So it's a desperate situation. I live in Monmouth County, and I know that they're doing a new initiative. It's called the Jobs Initiative, where businesses are so desperate that they're taking on convicts. And they're matching them up to certain jobs. And it's really come down to that. And we have a long line of small business. I'm sure my father told you we're jewelers.
Yes.
So, I mean, we were hard hit. This is no surprise to you, I'm sure. So we're definitely dealing with that here in New Jersey and New York. I thought there was something really interesting. Fairleigh Dickinson has this great polling institute, and they did a survey about the people that are not looking to return to the workplace. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's just basically the numbers they're staggering. I mean, they're saying that a quarter of New Jersey workers are never going to be returning to work. And it creates a problem, especially for landlords who have been complaining to me that they're paying top dollar for their leases.
Well, I will say this, Lauren, for some reason, Lauren's fading in and out, but Kimberly, excuse me. Kimberly, the front page of the New York Post is all about Citi Field in Queens importing servers, vendors from Pennsylvania because of a labor shortage. And also the stat that came out, 24 states have turned down those enhanced unemployment benefits, 24 states. And in those 24 states, on average, the unemployment rate has dipped 33%. But because they said, no, we don't want it. We want our people going back to work. And people have gone back to work because of it.
Exactly. And it's funny because with these small businesses, one story comes to mind. I mean, I went out to a spot in Wall, New Jersey, and it's a tuxedo and dry cleaning company. And they were desperate because they're an immigrant family, and they were here for 3 decades of generations. And they're about to go under because they just don't have any business coming in. I mean, for a while there were no proms, there were no people having to get their suits pressed in dry cleaners. So it's just, there's so many businesses across the board that are just going under. And then to make matters worse, I even heard a doctor that's retiring early because he has nobody to work for him. So it's a real disaster.
Yeah. Kimberly Kravitz here on the Bernie and Sid in the Morning Show making her debut. Bernie and I were talking about this guy earlier. He's been on this show before. This New Jersey lawmaker who you talk about was suspended from Twitter for questioning whether or not the government could mandate the vaccine. You could talk about him in this story.
Yeah, so, and I know, his name is Declan O'Scanlan. He's a great guy, and he's outspoken on various issues. But basically, if you go to his Twitter, he has been reinstated. But the issue, along with so many other leaders in the legislature, if Twitter doesn't like what you're saying, they'll pull you right down. So he was suspended for questioning whether or not the government, should be forcing residents to be vaccinated, which is a huge hot-button issue right now. And he's basically waiting for an apology. So if you go and take a look at Declan O'Scanlan's page, he actually wrote to Twitter saying, how did I violate your rules? And then he posted them. So it's just one of those topics that if you go and ask people, you don't always get an honest answer, but he is out there and pretty outspoken about it.
Well, it's no secret either that the administration, we've been talking about it all morning long, the administration, Joe Biden, he's putting pressure on Facebook to censor people just like Declan O'Scanlan. And they've been doing it for a long time. I mean, the lab leak theory was considered a lunatic conspiracy theory, and now people pretty much accept it as fact. The lab leak theory, that hydroxychloroquine will kill you. It turns out it actually helps save your life. So we've seen this before, and we're seeing it again, and it's really, really dangerous. Slippery slope, communist, totalitarian type stuff.
Sure, and it's just where do we draw the line, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I do. Those are three things that I was thinking about just bringing up, but I do just want to say I have such a kick out of this because Frank Verano, and I know you mentioned it, so I did want to address it. Not only is he such a great friend and mentor, I did want to address that he actually married our cousin, so he's family now.
Oh, he's family.
So that's why I wanted to set the record straight. He's family now, so he married our cousin Rachel.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that he's always been in my circles, and until I actually met him, I was like, wow, how many people are going to tell me you've got to meet Frank Morano over the years, and now he's family. So it really is too funny.
That is funny.
I have to say, yes, it's just I would have loved to come to the studio today. We'll have to make that happen another time.
Absolutely, yes. And, no, Frank, it's funny because he's like, yeah, that's right, his lovely wife, Rachel, I guess, you're married. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to reach out to Kimberly and have her come in. I'm like, well, I already talked to Kimberly. It's okay, Frank.
That's so funny. I know, now we're buds.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember, Bernie, I do remember meeting you a couple of years ago. There was a convention in Atlantic City. I believe it was for the Broadcasters Awards. I remember meeting you there.
He made the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Remember?
The New Jersey.
We're going back a couple of years.
I do remember, Kimberly, the New Jersey Hall of Fame in about 2017, I think it was, in Atlantic City on I believe, a Thursday night. Yes.
It was fun, and that's when things were a little bit more normal. I was with Larry and the rest of our crew. It's hard to believe now it's years later.
Yeah. I
used to see Larry Menti all the time at the old place. And when is the show on again on Me TV, Kimberly? When can people catch that?
So Jersey Matters with Larry Menti airs every Saturday morning, at Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m., and then Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
All right.
And it airs New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, and Delaware.
Well, it's great to have you on. You sounded great this morning. You hit a grand slam in your debut on the Bernie and Sid Show. We'll bring you live at the studio so you can meet the whole crew.
I look forward to it.
Us too. Thank you, Kimberly. Great job today. Thank you.
Be well and stay safe.
You too.
Thanks.
Kimberly Kravitz. Kimberly Kravitz here on the Bernie and Sid Show.